If you're preparing for FE electrical and computer exam or PE power exam and working full time, maybe you also have a family, other responsibilities, then you know that the most difficult aspect of preparing for these exams is not necessarily the technical concepts that you have to learn, it's not necessarily the range of topics that you have to learn, it's not necessarily the limited amount of time that you have on the exam to answer each and every question, but it is most likely and most definitely finding time. So how do you find time to prepare for these exams, which in most cases take multiple months to prepare for? And if your goal is to pass the FE electrical and PE power exam in the same calendar year, most likely your entire year will be dedicated towards exam preparation. If you're working full time, you're already constrained in terms of time. You are working most likely more than 40 hours a week. You have social, personal, professional commitments to take care of. So how do you find time? There's no simple answer to this question, but we can definitely get better at figuring out the solution by taking a closer look at our priorities, at our schedules, and our why for pursuing this exam. So let's start with priorities. The simple way I like to think about it is that if you have top 5 priorities right now in your life, and if FE exam prep or the PE power exam prep is number 6 on that list of top 5 priorities, you're never going to be able to prepare for these exams. I know this sounds cheesy, but it is true. A lot of times we are not dealing with an issue of procrastination. A lot of times we are dealing with an issue of prioritization. So take a close look at your set of priorities or time commitments and ask yourself that, can I really squeeze in FE exam prep or PE power prep in the list of things that I have to currently manage? Once you're able to push FE or PE power exam preparation into those top 5 priority lists, the next question is your level of commitment. How badly you want to pass this exam. Now over here, again, we have to do a little bit of introspection. What is our motivation for taking these exams? Is there a push, i.e. internally are we driven to actually take our career to a next level, to get those recognitions in the form of EID certification, to get the PE license and get recognized as a professional within the field? Or there is an external pull which tells you that you can only get to this level, get these promotions, get these title changes, get these opportunities only when you get these credentials. A combination of push or pull can actually help you define why you want to pursue this. Then we have to look at the sacrifices that we are willing to make, and that basically comes to level of commitment. Now these exams are difficult to prepare for. As I mentioned, it takes multiple months for most of the students to prepare for these exams and pass them in the first attempt. There are some folks who actually have to take repeated attempts for whatever reason in order to clear these exams, but it's well worth the effort. So what is it that you're willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice the little bit of your sleep by getting up a little bit earlier, staying up a little bit late, studying during your lunch hours, sacrificing on your social time with your friends, your buddies, saying no to the birthday parties, saying no to watching games, saying no to watching movies, Netflixing, all of that stuff. Now we are getting closer and closer to creating time out of your busy schedule. That starts with making a conscious decision that yes, I want to become a licensed professional engineer this year. Yes, I want to take the FE exam and pass it in the first attempt and move on to one step closer to becoming a PE. On a day-to-day basis, how can you optimize your schedule? You need to create structure. You need to start blocking time. And a very good place to do that is literally in your calendar. So look at your personal calendar, whether that is your work calendar or you maintain a separate calendar in the form of a notebook or Google Calendar or on an app on your computer or on an app on your cell phone or smartwatch. Wherever your calendar is, look at it and start blocking time. Set up reminders for yourself, just like an actual appointment. Reminders that tell you that, hey Wasim, you need to start studying for FE exam prep, PE power exam prep in the next 15 minutes. Try and work in smaller increments if that's what you can do. Maybe a 30-minute increment, maybe a 45-minute increment. That may mean that you study for 45 minutes, 1 hour or 30 minutes early in the morning before you get started with work. That may mean that you can only study for 30 minutes during your lunch hour. That may translate into just 15 to 20 minutes of a quick review of the reference handbook, of your notes, of a lecture, whatever resource you are using during your commute time. And finally, another half an hour, maybe 45 minutes before you go to bed. But if you're able to do this consistently on a daily basis, you're basically studying for roughly 2 hours, maybe up to 3 hours on a good day. And that adds up to roughly 15 hours, up to 20 hours on a weekly basis. Another thing that you can do is to make the workspace where you want to study a little bit more appealing, a little bit more conducive, so that you don't have papers lying around, you don't have to run after finding a pen, a calculator. Anything that you are using in order to prepare for the exam is already neatly laid out on your desk, and all you have to do is to literally step in. If you're using a program, I offer FE electrical and computer exam preparation courses, PE power exam preparation courses. So you can just simply log in, watch through the lectures, the quizzes, the mini exams, do your thing and be done with it, and repeat the process over and over again until you've covered all the topics that you need to for the exam. So I hope that by going through this stepwise approach, you are able to draw on your willpower, create a system, create a process to prepare for this exam, and most importantly, you're able to find time, create time out of your schedules to commit to this goal of PE licensure. Thank you. If you like this video, then please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Feel free to ask me any questions in the comment section of this video below. You can find tons of success stories of my FE electrical and PE power students over here. And if you want to learn more about preparation of FE electrical and computer exam and the PE power exam, then check out these playlists over here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon in the next video.